Hi, my name is Brooke Hagerty. Welcome to today's episode of For the Love of Food. Today we're going to talk about leftovers. I don't know about you, but it seems like I'm always making extra food, or if I'm shopping when I'm really hungry, so I've got a lot of extra things hanging around, and I get a big pile of leftovers in my refrigerator. Well, I know in the summertime when I have a plethora of leftover vegetables and some gorgeous breads, I'm always making a bread salad. So it dawned on me, I was like, well, why can't I make a winter bread salad or a fall bread salad? So that's what we're going to do today. I've got this gorgeous artisan bread, a loaf of this that I had in my refrigerator. I bought it about a week ago, so it's starting to get a little bit stale. It's been in my refrigerator. Back here, I have some roasted beets that I always have leftover roasted beets. I've got some Brussels sprouts with red onions that I cooked in balsamic vinegar with olive oil. I've got some roasted radishes. I've got some leftover raw red onion. And then up here, I have some beautiful fresh kale and some Cortland apples that are great, great, great cooking apples, and some beautiful rosemary. So what's going to happen is we're going to have all these gorgeous fall flavors are going to be going into our bread salad, and then we're going to add a nice sweetness of the Cortland apple. But what we have to do first is we have to cook our bread. We need to make the bread salad for our Panzanella bread salad. So I'm going to put our bread right over here. I have my broiler turned on. I've got my bread slices here. A few bread slices here. I'm just going to douse them with a little bit of olive oil. Just a little bit. I'm going to season them up with a little bit of truffle salt. And a little bit of lemon pepper. And a little bit of Italian seasoning. You might wonder why I'm using Italian seasoning and something that's traditionally used in lighter dishes, but Italian seasoning has a lot of oregano, it has rosemary, it has sage, it has marjoram, a lot of great flavors of fall. It's a very, very adaptable seasoning. Okay, so we're going to go in here. I've got my broiler on. The broiler's on. I put it on the middle rack though, because I just wanted to get a nice little bit of crispy. Okay, so while that's on, I'm going to take some kale. We're going to break our kale down. We're going to leave our kale raw. It's going to be wonderful. We're just going to toss our kale in here, ripping the ends off. We don't want to keep the stem because the stem is not very pliable. It's very hard to chew. It's very, very fibrous. So we're going to put some kale in here. We're probably going to be cooking our bread for about 5 minutes. We're going to broil that, and then we'll take a look at it. We might need to flip it a little bit, but it's going to be really, really nice. I'm really excited for this bread salad. It's going to be fabulous to sit in front of the wood stove tonight. It's a little bit cooler out today. You know, we're in the middle of October now, October, November weather. And we have been hit here in Carroll County, Maryland. We went from 80 degrees one Friday to 50 degrees on Saturday. And how do I know that so well? Because I was outside at the farmer's market cooking. I mean, not cooking, selling my soups on a cold Saturday morning. And trust me, it went from 80 to 50 like that. So we're going to combat all that with a beautiful warm Panzanella bread salad. That bread's going to make it nice and toasty for us. I'm very excited about that. That's going to be where our warmth is coming from. I'm also going to add some fresh rosemary in here, right off the stem. Oh, I just love the smell of fresh rosemary. I love to rub the stems on my wrist. Oh my goodness. Absolutely, absolutely beautiful fragrance. So let's go ahead and get some fresh rosemary here. We're just going to give this a nice rough chop here. Toss this in with our kale. And I'm going to put a little bit more rosemary in there. I am a big freak for rosemary. Rosemary, sage, thyme. Rosemary, sage, especially this time of the year. In my turkey, you'll see me in future episodes, we'll be doing a turkey breast with sage and rosemary. Absolutely delicious, delicious, delicious. And a nice alternative if you don't want to do a whole turkey at Thanksgiving, you just want to do a turkey breast. It's so easy to cook with the sage and the rosemary, and delicious. Give a little hand toss there. I'm going to start with a little bit of truffle salt in it already, and a little bit of lemon pepper. Again, you know, I love to use my hands. That's my favorite kitchen tool, even with all the gadgets that I have. Now, the beautiful Cortland apple. This is going to be a nice sweet apple. This is a great apple to cook with. If we wanted to, we could actually put this in the broiler, but I think I want the nice crunch of the apple with this. I think it'll be nice to have that with the bread. So we're going to use nice big chunks of our Cortland apple here. Locally grown apples here that I'm using here. Again, from my local farmer's market. The downtown Westminster Farmers Market still has a few weeks going. We go straight up to the week before Thanksgiving. That's Carroll County's longest running farmers market, which starts the week before Thanksgiving. The week after Mother's Day until the week before Thanksgiving. So there's plenty of time to order your Thanksgiving side dishes from me, or to get your fresh turkeys from one of our many vendors there. Fresh vegetables straight up through. Absolutely fantastic. Okay, so that's one apple. I think I'm going to put another apple in there just because I like apples. We're also going to be adding our leftover beets, our leftover radishes, our leftover Brussels sprouts. This is going to be a fantastic warm bread salad. And again, the bread is the warm part of this. We're also going to toss this. I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil in here and a little bit of dark balsamic vinegar. That's going to add a little tartness to that sweet apple. Okay, let me see what I have for olive oil. Just a little bit of olive oil. Just a little touch there. I've got some dark balsamic vinegar over here. Toss a little bit in there. Don't get away from me there, Kale. Now it's a little wet in there, so I'm going to go ahead and use my big spoon. You can see how beautiful this is already with the apple in there. You can tell that there's going to be a lot of crunch action going in there. Take a look at my bread. Oh my gosh, my bread looks amazing. Oh, boy, is that pretty. Let me go ahead and turn that, flip my bread. Yep, because we're going to want to toast the other side. It's going to go in for just a couple of minutes. Woo! Hot bread, hot bread. If I was smarter, I would have used my tongs, but again, what's the best tools you have in your kitchen? Right here, 10 digits. A little bit of olive oil, just a tiny bit. And back in the oven for about 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes. Let that go in there. I'm going to take my radishes. Now, these are roasted radishes. A lot of people don't eat radishes because they have a very sharp bite to them. But as soon as you roast radishes, they really lighten up in flavor. These are beautiful. Again, I bought these at my local farmer's market like I always do. Then I've got some beets that I had left over in my refrigerator. I roasted these beets with rosemary and, believe it or not, Montreal steak seasoning. So it's got a nice bite to it. There's a lot of garlic in Montreal steak seasoning. Look how pretty this bread salad is looking to be. Oh my goodness. Oh my. Bread salad there. Then I've got my Brussels sprouts with some roasted red onions in there. Again, all leftovers from my refrigerator, or it doesn't have to be leftovers. It can be that you make it fresh on purpose, because this is an amazing salad. There's enough moisture in those other items that even with the addition, the little bit of the olive oil and the balsamic vinegar that we've got in there, you can see the moisture coming out with all those veggies. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm going to turn my oven off now. Okay, so that's off. Let me make myself a little room over here. We're going to pull that bread out and put it right in front of us. Oh, boy, did that toast up nicely. Look at that gorgeous, gorgeous bread we're going to be using. Absolutely wonderful. It's going to be very, very, oh, nice, just crisp enough. I've got my big knife here. Woo, oh, hear that crunch? Nice big pieces of bread for our bread salad here today. Oh my gosh. Wow. Wowsy dowsy. Does this ever look and smell delicious? The olive oil that's coming off from the bread, it's fantastic. It's not as crispy as a crouton. That's why we keep the bread whole, because you don't want it to get too crispy. You want to have want it to be a little pliable in there. There's going to be some pieces that the ends are going to be crispier, so you've got that nice little difference in texture happening. Boy, is this a pretty, pretty salad. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Smells and looks delicious. I'm going to put a couple more pieces in here. Oh. Give a little toss. Let me get this out of the way. Fantastic. Look at this warm winter fall bread salad. The pièce de résistance, a little of my favorite fresh grated Parmesan cheese to add a nice nutty flavor in there. Oh, I don't think I'm going to be able to wait for a plate. Actually, I know I'm not. Oh my gosh, look at all these flavors in there. I've got my beet, I've got my bread, I've got my apple, I've got my kale, I've got my cheese. This, my friends, is an amazing winter salad. Warm Panzanella bread salad. My name is Brooke Hagerty. I'm the food chick, and I got to get back to eating.